Yeah, get yourselves ready for this. It should be a good one. Looks like the match officials are getting ready to get the game started. So again, you're joining us here live at the Oriam in Edinburgh. It's the Wheelchair Celtic League, and our second game up, just about to kick off, is Wales v Ireland. Pretty obvious, Wales in the red, Ireland in the green. So there we go, folks. Ireland first on the board with a good try in the middle of the park there. Referee Ollie Cruikshank giving it after a little bit of deliberation. Alex, what do we think about that one?
That was exactly what Ireland needed to do. They came up, they got the ball. They did what they did in the last game. If they did the tackle and got the try, and that's what they need. If they can just wait for the kick there, that's fairly simple kick there for them. So they're 6 up now. They're going to want to use that now, try and get a bit of a lead on board, and I think that's the way that Ireland need to approach this one.
Yeah. I think it'd be right to mention at this point as well, Ollie Cruikshank, as I said, taking the whistle for this game. Obviously heading to the World Cup towards the end of the year as one of the officials for the wheelchair competition. How big a thing is that for Ollie and for wheelchair rugby in Scotland?
I think Scotland have never had an official at the World Cup before. Now they've got that opportunity through Ollie, who's really doing well with the wheelchair reffing up here. I've reffed with him a couple of times up in Dundee. He's a very good ref, he's a very fair ref, and you'll see that in this game.
Yeah, great stuff. Brilliant hands here from Wales. Ireland managing to keep them out somehow there. Thought for sure. Oh.
I'm not sure who scored it.
Sorry guys, a bit of confusion there. Not sure what happened. We're a little bit away from the court. Andy Higgins with the score there as he went over. Cruikshank stepping in and giving that. Yeah, great kick there from the Welshman, putting it through. So that takes the scores to 6-all with only about 4 minutes played. So, Alex, first 4 minutes of the game, what are you thinking? What you expected?
I expected Wales to come back strong with that one. I think Ireland need to do what they did with the kick-off from the first time. Try and get that ball back. If he can get some distance on this kick from the kick-off and pin Wales down in their own half, that will be a good defensive set from them. We'll see what happens with the kick-off.
Sorry guys, so Wales crossing the whitewash there again, and the extras going over. So that takes the score to Wales 12, Ireland 6. So Wales putting the pressure on there, going in again, taking the score to Wales 18, Scotland 6. Guys, bear with us. We are working on getting the pitch side sound up and running again. We're not sure why it's not working, but we are aware of it, and we'll get that going as soon as we can. I think it just turns itself off. So the knock on there sees the turnover of the ball. Ireland's opportunity here to try and get things going. However, the Welsh players turning the screw and still adding points on. So we're currently sitting here, Wales 24, Ireland 26. Some good rugby though. I think Ireland will be happy with some aspects of the game. What do you reckon, Alex?
Yeah, I think Wales have been just moving that ball beautifully through the hands, catching the Ireland with the extra man, and that's just how we've seen most of their tries. It's been play by play. It's just been very good set plays.
Yeah, I've been impressed how they've. I suppose they've kept their game style quite simple, but executed that well, and it's a good advert for. Well, I suppose for anyone watching of the advantages to playing simple rugby.
Yeah. I think you've just seen that Ireland need to put out those mistakes they're making, the passing that's not going to anyone. They got fortunate there that they've got the ball back. It came off a Wales player, and they've just got a penalty there for offside. Obviously the offside in wheelchair is a bit different to the running game. It's a 4-metre retreat, and you're based on where the axle sits, so it may look like some of the players are ahead of that 4-metre line, but as long as those wheel axles are behind the 4 metres, they're onside.
Yeah, I suppose for anybody that's new to wheelchair rugby that's watching out there, what other areas of the game are, apart from the obvious, what real differences are there that are maybe different from the running game?
Essentially, it is the same game. The rules are the same. They play the ball by tapping the ball on the floor, as you've just seen them do there. Depending on the disability, you might see some players tapping on their wheel. That will also indicate a play of the ball. Obviously, we're on a court with 5 players, and they'll kick and convert with a closed fist. Again, you've just seen that one there, and that's the only other distances. Everything else is the same. The tackling, the 5, 6 set tackles. Everything else is the same as the running game.
Just as we've seen the kick there, I was speaking to one of the Scotland players in the build-up there, and they were talking about how difficult it actually is to kick the ball, to kick the ball with the closed fist. Is that something all players train, or?
I think again you'll have your playmakers that'll be wanting to get the ball to on that last play. The ones that are a bit stronger with their kicking. It is difficult. I've tried it. I'm not very good. I'll kick the ball. It does not go where I want it to do, though it does that in normal with my foot as well. So I'm not the one, but it's very difficult. Certainly when you see them lining up the conversion, I think it's actually a lot difficult because you can't follow through with your foot that you would normally do in a normal game. They're going to have to do that with their arm.
Yeah. So there we go. Just as we're talking there. Wales going through again. A brilliant drive down the right hand wing there. A big collision between two of the players that came down, but a good offload and going in the corner.
Yeah, it's the same play they've done for every other try, really.
Yeah, yeah.
Just see how he gets on with this kick. Could put them 24 points in front here. That's good. That's good kick.
So Wales look like they obviously getting the conversion there and getting the extras on. So Wales 30, Ireland 6. Looks like another area of the game that Wales are strong, the kicking game.
Yeah, well, they haven't missed a kick yet, I don't think. You look at what happened in the last game with Scotland, a lot of their kicks missed. But Ireland have been good at kicking as well. They've found space a couple of times on their kicks in general play and their conversion. They've managed the one try that they've scored, they've converted that. So.
Yeah, Ireland are still they're still pushing. It's good to see heads haven't gone down. They can see that the game can change so quickly. Yeah.
You see there, they can't play the ball there until the tag has been put back on the arm. It'd be a penalty if they didn't.
And is there a limit on how many tags a player can have?
No, so they'll have two, one on each arm. One player can only take one tab. If you take two tags at the same time, that's a penalty. But two players could come in and take both tags. You will have to replace both tags before you can play the ball up. You're seeing there, Ireland getting mixed up with themselves and leaving the man.
Yeah, big space out on the left there, and again, quite a simple pass for the Welsh to put the man in the corner.
It was a try by, I think, Scott Trigg Turner, who's a player for North Wales Crusaders. Higgins going to line up the kick. Another very good kick.
I suppose, as we were saying before, the kicking game from the Welsh is spot on. They don't look like missing today, do they?
No, all their plays are very formulaic, but they're coming off, so why change what's working for them?
So if you're in the Irish camp just now, do you keep doing what you're doing and hope you get your break, or would you be looking to change something?
I'd be looking to change something now. I think they're going to have to try and find space with this kick, try and find the ground, have a good chase and try and pin Wales back. You need a good set of defence now. They can't be missing the tackle and giving Wales that extra space, because they will find that extra man as they've done 6 times already.
Yeah.
Good tackle. Ireland need to get back now and reorganise themselves.
I think Ireland they are defending their line well. They're getting back and resetting. It's just these gaps they keep opening when they get sucked in, isn't it?
The defence is good, but I think Wales are just a bit better at evading that tackle without putting their arms above their heads. I think if you do that, that's a penalty. You can't put your hand above your head. So that's just a wayward pass there. I think that's the first mistake I've seen Wales make so far in the game.
Yeah, they've been pretty solid, haven't they? Guys, we've got 19 minutes left on the clock here. Currently sitting at Wales 36, Ireland 6. Guys, if you've got any questions for Alex in the booth here, or any comments on the game, please do put them into the comments section. We'd love to hear what you're thinking about, and it gives us something to moan about if nothing else. We need to look to get some points. Wales need to keep doing to see this out. Let us know.
That's what Ireland didn't want to do there, is give away a penalty, but they have done. Ireland had been penalised there for a late tackle, so the first tag removed, and then the second man came in a bit too late with that second tag. And that's been compounded again by offside, so we've got another penalty. Making it look rather simple at the minute.
There's not really a lot we can say to say to this, guys. I don't know. I don't know if Ireland can see a way back from this. It's now 40 points to Wales, 6 to Ireland, with still 17 minutes left in the first half.
It's probably worth pointing out again that Ireland have played a full game before this, so they will be knackered. I think that's missed. That's the first conversion that Wales have missed.
Yes, first miss. Yeah, I should apologise, guys. Sorry if you're in the Irish camp for this one. As Alex added there, the guys have played. I've played a full game of rugby already against Scotland there, and getting a good win against the Scottish team, which I don't think Scotland would have expected, or they wouldn't have expected to have such a big defeat in that game. But Ireland just looking like they could do with a bit of an energy boost on this one.
Yeah, Ireland have only got, due to the COVID travel restrictions at the moment, they've only brought 6 players with them, so they've only got 1 active substitute.
I have noticed they've got a dog sitting on the bench over there, though. Keeps catching my eyes, just having a nap quietly in the corner.
A familiar face there with the ball just there, Jodie Boyd. Jodie Boyd Ward there. We'd have seen her last year in an England shirt. So she's moved across to Wales ahead of the World Cup this year.
Do you know the one thing that strikes me?
I think. That's all he's given that.
Yeah, so the score's been given there. Not been on the court for more than a minute or so, and straight in there. The thing that surprised me, Alex, is, and maybe this is unfair, but the manoeuvrability of the wheelchairs and the players coming through at pace there is it's phenomenal.
They can turn the wheelchairs about a bit. I don't know if it's a certain make of wheelchairs any better than any others, but I know the angled wheels certainly makes for manoeuvrability a bit easier. And that's the key to evading the tackle.
So it's currently Wales 46, Ireland 6, with just over 14 minutes remaining on the clock. I hope Mr. Cruikshank here with the whistle has brought some extra paper with him to keep track of this score.
I do think on that last play, though, it's the first touch of the ball, first try on debut, so it's a pretty good
there you go.
record so far.
It's a good way to start off, isn't it? There you go. So I'm not sure what the referee's call was for there, but the score not given, and Ireland's chance to play up the park again.
That'll do in the world of good. So it's an offside on Wales. Oh, and they've been taken back for back check by the look of it as well.
Yeah, I think Wales just need to keep their cool a little bit here.
They don't need to be doing this. They're 40 points in front.
That's it. But it'll give Ireland a little bit of confidence that they can come back. Brilliant touch finder there out in the corner, wasn't it?
Ireland will start full set on the 8-metre line.
So the route one's working for Ireland, isn't it? With or at least at drawing the penalties at the moment.
We're just going to need to find something here where they can get over that line. So we've just seen the surrender tackle there. His arms are in the air. You can't do that. It doesn't allow a defender to take the tackle and complete the tackle. Ireland giving away the penalty there for not re-tagging. That'll be disappointing to their coaching team.
So is that when the tags aren't put back on before the ball's played?
You have to replace both tags if you've been tackled by both on both hands. You have to replace all tags before you can play the ball, and there they just left one on shoulder off. So that's a penalty against Ireland for that. They're not going to be wanting to give Wales too much room here, and they've just given them half a court.
Yeah, you get all that pressure, 4 or 5 metres out from the line, and then just to turn it over like that.
Changes being made there for Wales.
Yeah, changes for both teams there. So fresh arms on the pitch.
He's just got to be careful here with going across that line. It's probably a bit hard to see on the screen, but they're using the orange lines there. And they don't, any part of that wheelchair that crouches over any part of that wheel, they're in touch. what Ireland need to do. Oh, it just went dead.
It was a good kick there, wasn't it? Just didn't quite get the chaser onto it.
Again, they've just done something different and they nearly came away with that, so maybe that's something that they need to do there. Putting a good kick on that last tackle, and that almost paid off for them.
I think it makes sense though if you know watching the Welsh here, they've got so much focus on that fast line speed that if Ireland can start putting ball in behind them, they're going to create chances.
We've just seen that from the dropout. They managed to get the ball back, and that was all down to a really good chase there from Wales. What you want from your bench. Throwing that second tag in so they don't forget.
So we've got about 6.5 minutes left on the clock here. Wales currently leading Ireland 46-6. I think the last 5 minutes have been really interesting. I think the game's balanced out a wee bit. Wales starting to make a few mistakes and Ireland looking like they could capitalise on those.
Unfortunately, they haven't though, and that's the downside for Ireland. I think now every time they're finding themselves in that Wales 8-metre line, they're going to need to start taking their chances if they're going to get back into this game. There's an early kick there.
Oh.
Brilliant chase. I'm just waiting here for get the wheelchair righted.
I think great teamwork as well from the Welsh there to protect that ball before they could gain possession, wasn't it?
Very good chase by the Ireland 13 though.
Yeah.
Quick one. Wales are losing a bit of patience here. They just need to calm down a bit.
It seems strange to start losing that patience now with less than 5 minutes left on the clock.
I think that's just a case of being an athlete. I think you want to be doing the best all the time.
Yeah.
They just can't let it affect their performance.
I suppose they'll all have a World Cup on the back of their minds as well.
Certainly Wales, they'll all be playing for World Cup spots. Same with the Scotland squad.
Yeah.
It's just gone out in the full, so we'll start with play of the ball for Wales on the 8-metre line. It'll be interesting. Scotland and Wales are drawn in different groups for the World Cup, so they'll avoid each other, but maybe it could be a semi-final. Scotland-Wales semi-final, potentially a final, we'll see. That's fine, I'm used to it.
So we go once again. Wales come back up the park and tag on to make it Wales 52, Scotland 6. Guys, just to let you know, we've got 2 minutes left in this half. At half time, we'll have the Scotland head coach coming down to have a wee chat with us. So we'll get his thoughts on that first game and what they need to do to challenge Wales in their last game of the day.
A try scored there by Stuart Williams, so I think that's a hat-trick for Stuart.
Yeah, he's had a good game, Stuart, hasn't he?
He'll let everyone know that he scored a hat-trick. And to the last few seconds here, we'll get enough time for a kick-off probably. Ireland just want to complete that tackle and get into that half-time team talk.
Yeah, it'll be an interesting half-time talk, that, won't it, for the Irish players.
It's confirmed Ollie there, just saying that we will restart this, even though the hooter's about to go.
So we've got
one tackle here.
One tackle, and then
Wales will want to make it count.
There you go. So as Alex said, Ollie will let the game go. Little knock on there on the pickup. So that's half time.
Get some momentum going forward for the World Cup.
Yeah, I think the lads were saying there they've met once in the last year or so. So obviously a lot to work on. Action's back on here. We start the second half with Wales leading Ireland 58-6. Alex, if you're in the coaching box for the Ireland team, what do you do this half?
I certainly wouldn't get down about it. It's a hard task. Wales are very good, and I think they've just got to do what they can do. They know that they can tackle and play some decent ball. They just need some good ball and try and get some points out of the second half. I think they almost need to treat the game as if it's 0-0 now and start again. That Wales have just come straight off the kick-off and scored there, but that's conversion missed. Someone on that side.
No, very genuine. there we go. Wales starting off as they finished off in the first half, extending their lead out to 60 points right at the start there with the kick still to come.
Yeah, that try was all down to the Irish player going early into that tackle, missing the tackle, and then leaving a huge hole in that defence. I think if I was sending a message through to the Ireland team now, it'd just be keep that line, try and keep it so that it's not so easy to put a wheelchair through. Right, okay.
And that's what's like on the other camera.
Brief intermission here while we put the post back up.
Yeah, another big drive from the Welsh there, though, bringing the physicality down the middle of the field there, and unlucky not to score again, I think.
Well, we were saying earlier, it's they're able to turn so quickly into the hole that they managed to do there. They passed it through their hands, and just saw them turn a lot quicker than the Irish could, and the hole opened up for them, and they got in. Luckily for Ireland, the post got in the way, but that could have been another try there. There's a big defensive set here from Wales. Ireland are going to want to make a bit more metres than this. This is the third tackle here, and they haven't really left their own 8 metre line.
These are the mistakes that are holding Ireland back, though, aren't they? Just the no-look pass there not coming off, and almost need to slow the game down a little bit.
I think it highlights here the different levels that Ireland and Wales are currently at in their wheelchair programmes. The skill level the Wales have got there. They're a bit fresher as well, which won't help Ireland.
And in terms of, we've obviously got Scotland, Ireland, and Wales here today. Is there a big gap in where these countries are in terms of the development of the sport?
I don't think there's a huge gap. I think all the nations are doing the best they can with the resources they've got at the moment. I know there's some great things happening at the moment up in Dundee with the Dragons. Similarly in Wales, they've got I know the North Wales Crusaders have got half the Welsh team here today, so there are some very good things happening. I think it's just a case of it's still a fairly new sport in most of these countries. It's not been around the amount of years that the senior teams have been or anything like that.
Yeah, and I think without bringing it up time and time again, obviously with COVID restrictions that have been in place, sports halls have only been open for a month, 6 weeks. So for a lot, or certainly in Scotland here, so like you say, actually getting that programme back up and running again, it's a big task, isn't it?
I think I can say here from my point of view, in Glasgow Rugby League, we were very close to being able to set up a wheelchair team pre-COVID. Of course, COVID came and we've had to readjust how we're completely redoing the sport. We've almost had to start again as a club there. So where we wanted a wheelchair team and a women's team, we will get there again, but it's not where we wanted it to be.
So just while we have the kick here, you mentioned development across in Glasgow. I know it's probably a little bit off topic for today, but some people watching it'll be interesting. Where are Glasgow at, and where's Rugby League in Scotland at the moment for what's no doubt going to be a challenging season?
Yeah, I mean, Scotland I think we've come out of COVID all right. Glasgow have got the senior men's team. We've also got a disability team now as well. It's running physical disability and learning disability rugby league, and I think Scotland Rugby League got 5 new teams for the disability rugby over COVID, which is a great thing to happen up here. A new club in Forth Valley Vikings as well, to go along with the teams that we already have in Strathmore, Edinburgh and Fife. The development has been happening. It was just the time on the pitch. So I think a lot of the work at the moment needs to be done is just getting those players back into match fitness and things like that. And it's similar with the wheelchair squads here, both I think for Ireland and Wales and Scotland as well. It's just time playing. I think it looks like a massive score. It is a massive score, but that's not because I don't think there's such a huge gulf in it. And I think the more these teams play and test themselves against the elite teams, that gap will come down.
Yeah, no, I totally agree with you. I think we've obviously said what do Ireland need to do and what do Wales need to keep doing, but I think with the scoreline as it is, it's difficult to difficult to keep your head up if you're on the receiving side of that. And I think Ireland are doing really well, and there's been a lot of positives in the game that they're playing. And it's, as you say, it's just that, or like Twig was saying at half time there as well, it's just bringing those aspects together and gelling the team.
Yeah, and I will challenge anyone to play 2 games of rugby and be playing your best rugby in the final 30 minutes.
Well, it's very easy to forget as well that these guys are actually playing 40 minutes each way, and there is nowhere to hide. It's 5 aside on a basketball court. You're not getting a break, are you?
And these collisions are huge as well. It's a physical game. You can hear the wheelchairs hitting each other. That will hit the players as well.
Yeah. So guys, we've got 28 minutes left here in the second half. Wales extending their lead out to 72 points over Ireland, so we're currently sitting at Wales 78, Ireland 6. But as we said, some great rugby on both sides of the ball, physical game, both teams taking on different styles in the second half here as well. I think Wales trying to go the physical route down the middle and try and create those spaces, and I think Ireland have kind of what we'd said in the first half, have started to take that opportunity of trying to play the phases and find the space in behind.
Yeah, Ireland letting themselves down a little bit with their error count, but I think it's easy to do when you're this tired, and Wales just taking full advantage of that. Don't know what you'd do in this position, but a bit early kick in the set.
Yeah, I think I'd be trying to get the ball back down the other end somewhere, and I think Ireland, a very good defensive set there actually, got their markers in, and obviously forced the error from Wales. But yeah, I'd be looking to find some possession down the other end of the pitch and settle the nerves a wee bit. There you go.
Called it.
And the ball taken into touch there by Wales. So put positive result for the Irish there, and a bit of time in the other half.
Chase was really good there as well. Just shepherding Stewart into touch there, and there's nowhere he could go with that ball. Then.
No.
I think it's the speed here that are killing Ireland. Wales have played the ball and passed it through two hands before Wales are back on their line. And they're turned around, and that's just how Wales are getting that ground and converting their possession.
They got a good turnover for Ireland there, again from a good chase though.
That's a good bit of play there by both teams. They're just starting to move the ball about a bit more and passing it through their hands and changing their lines up, and they're making ground here. They need to capitalise here.
They seem to have found a little bit of confidence to move that ball, haven't they? And I think that was lacking in the first half.
Yeah, momentum's a big thing in this game. And it's maybe just starting to swing a little bit in the way of Ireland. But we know how good Wales are.
What was the call there, Alex? Did you catch that?
Just the player with the 21 there was just had a tag taken before he'd passed the ball, so effectively a tackle complete when you go back and play the ball there. You're not always sure that a tag has gone, but it has well spotted by the referees.
Yeah.
Big up to team match official. I don't know what the chairs have done to him.
He certainly wasn't happy going back there, was he?
That's a penalty you don't want to be giving away. It's such an easy thing to do, is to make sure your tag's on. They're just giving up any territory they had then. Oh, they had the overlap then.
Yeah, that ball just needed to go a bit sooner, didn't it? There you go.
Well, they've got it
again there in the middle.
Actually, a better result because they've now got a kick from underneath the posts.
Yeah, and that takes the score to Wales 84, Ireland 6, with 20 minutes left on the clock. Decent crowd here today, Alex. The spaniel in the corner, not looking like he's too impressed with what's going on. Oh, we've got his attention now.
Yeah, as we know, he's looking at him.
Brilliant. He's quite happy there, isn't he?
I think unless you'd seen it, you wouldn't know he was here. He's been quiet, so.
Those collisions are still coming in, aren't they?
We'll just see if this is if Ollie's going to award the try here. He does. They've got the options there, so every move there's someone supporting, and it's just really good play from Wales. You've just seen that time and time again. That's why they've managed to amass a score that they've got. They've just got the options left and right that they can use. I didn't need it in the end. He went himself and reached for the line.
So the extra points are missed there, taking the score to Wales 90, Ireland 6.
Referee on the far side there, just giving a knock on against Wales. So Ireland find themselves in another good position here. It just don't quite come off for them.
They got great pace through the middle there, wasn't it? And the support on the outside as well.
He's still able to go. That's tackled.
There you go. You can see how much those hits go through the body as well, just with the Welsh player holding her neck there.
Yeah, that tag was clearly removed before the pass went out. Nice little kick in. I think they're wondering here whether there was a hint of obstruction there. Well, I think that was deemed okay. We'll start again, tackle one.
Start tackle one there, yeah.
And the issue came in there is because both of them went for the ball. And the Ireland player couldn't get in, but they were both holding it.
Yeah, good decision from the referees there, and good to see them as they should be working together to call the game right. I think there you go, score given there. Yeah, I think the standard of officiating's been very, very high today. But is this, do you know, for any sport to go to happen, we obviously have to have the officials to make the games go ahead. Is that an area that as the game grows, there's going to be a shortage of, or do you think that's an area people will come into as well?
I don't think we'll have a problem with recruiting. I think there's a very healthy at the minute batch of match officials. They all do a good job. Doesn't necessarily always show that online in the various comment sections, but the vast majority of the time you think you take a non-partisan view of things, they get it right the vast majority of the times. But like any player, folk can make mistakes, but that shouldn't be the defining part of being a match official. It's a decent thing to do, and the rewards on, certainly for Ollie here, was a World Cup call up for being a Scotland official at the Wheelchair World Cup.
And is he the first Scotland official to go to that level?
We'll hope that 2025 World Cup we may have two. As I've made my intentions known that I'd quite like to be there, so we'll see see if we can get there.
Well, so training starts now for that, does it?
I've not disagreed with anything just yet.
You should be out there instead of stuck here with me then.
I did offer. This type of event for the officials as well is training for them as part of a World Cup. You know, officials are going to have to, and referees are going to have to referee the games to get their performance as good as it can be as well.
Well, I think it's easy to forget that the officials have been out of the game for 18 months as well. So for them to get up to speed, and there's certainly a lot for them to be looking out for today, as Wales batter their way through the middle again. Penalty for offside given there by Ollie.
Just make a mention here for the Welsh number 3, who's just come on. He is now, after coming on, Wales' youngest wheelchair rugby league player. He's only 15.
Wow. So he's a big lad for 15 years old as well, isn't he?
We'll be hoping for a decent run out here as well, and Wales are comfortably in the lead, so there's nothing to lose here from him coming on, and hopefully he can get himself across the orange wash. That was the break Ireland needed with a try there.
Yeah, it's great to see Ireland get that, isn't it? And I think from a development perspective, it's that's all I would have been looking for as a coach.
Yeah.
Can you play outside with playing the phases and working on what you do at training?
I think the thing you want to be showing at the moment is you still want to be in this game, even though the scoreline's got away with you. You still want to be competitive enough to try and score as many points as you can.
And Ireland very much have been, haven't they?
Absolutely. was a good end of set there, and Ireland are going to get the ball back.
It was, wasn't it? Very unlucky not to score there. Brilliant chase, and the ball just going running dead there at the last.
I was thinking that something that they're going to need to work on is just that speed of setting up. A couple of times you've had your runners running past the ball before it's been played because you've not tagged before.
Yeah.
If they can sort that out, they're going to get themselves into games like this a lot more.
How's this one going to be called then?
It'll depend on whether the tag is taken. I don't think they've said it was taken after the try had been scored. So
yeah, score given. So third try for Ireland there.
It should be good for their confidence coming out of this tournament. I think we might be a bit shy of saying the comeback's on just yet. So.
Well, I think currently it stands Wales 96, Ireland 14. We've got just under 5 minutes left on the clock.
So another person to point out is the making his debut for Wales is the shirt number 14, Jason Reynolds. You've heard me talking about Jamie Reynolds earlier. That's his dad.
Oh,
so I think they're the first father-son combination to be playing international rugby.
Wow, brilliant stuff. So as we say in Scotland, Wales blooding the players today. Then
it's definitely a family game. I don't know many other sports that can happen in, to be honest. Good take. Unfortunately, didn't do anything with it at the end.
Well, Ireland just stood off that one a little bit, didn't they? So I think they're lucky to get that ball back again.
That ball just finds touch. A good length on the kick, though. It's not how Wales would be wanting to finish this game with knock-ons at playing the ball like that.
No, it isn't, and you can see Wales starting to tire now as well, and of course Ireland are, two games deep.
And Wales are going to be straight back on in the next match against Scotland.
Yeah. So that game's coming live to you, scheduled to kick off at 2:30. I think they'll probably push it 5 or 10 minutes just to give the Welsh a bit of a break.
And I got across the line. He just dropped it across the line. Didn't place it down.
Yeah, I couldn't see what was called there, but yeah, dropped over the line. So
given a knock on.
Disappointing mistake.
Yeah.
20 seconds left here, so we'll have the buzzer in a minute.
We'll probably get a couple of more plays. May see an early kick and a chase. There's the kick.
There we go, one last attack for...
Oh, there's the chase. Tackled that.
There's the buzzer, and Ollie just calls it. So full time there. Full time score: Wales 96, Ireland 16. What do you think, Alex? Thoughts straight off the bat?